Good morning. Now we are presenting a booklet, a new booklet on health and safety legislation in Italy. You must take in account that Italy has one of the more protective legislation in Europe and in the world regarding health and safety at work. And it's important for a foreign employer to be aware of the obligation and the regulation enforcing in Italy. Especially regarding the Expo 2015 that will begin in 2015, less than 2 years from now, that we know that a lot of employers will be operating in Italy and will be operating in the building of the Expo sites and their own stands. So it's important for those employers and the workers and the managers and foremen to know which the regulations in Italy are. And this is the reason we made some courses on this topic, and we present a new booklet on health and safety regulation and health and safety training for foreign employers. The booklet is in English and it will be available from the beginning of 2013. It's important, for instance, to know the definition of what we have to intend for worker in Italy, who is a worker, and being a worker is protected by the work health and safety legislation. It's important to know that there are people called like workers. They are not properly workers but are protected like workers. It's important to know who is the employer, not from the civil code but regarding to the health and safety legislation. And it's important to know who is a manager and who is a foreman, because all of these people have specific obligation and also sanction if they don't fulfill their specific obligation. It's important to know that there are specific officers who are appointed by the employer to protect health and safety of workers and to help employers to protect the health and safety of workers. For instance, the responsible of the prevention and protection service, the occupational doctor, and the safety reps in Italy called RLS, and there are several persons who might be appointed to protect specific fields of health and safety, like first aid operators, fire picket operators, and so on. It's also important to know that the employers and managers have specific training obligation for foremen and for workers. And these obligations are regulated by specific agreements and specific legislation which provide for a certain number of hours of training and information depending on the sector in which we are operating. Another important thing to know about Italy legislation is that the control body is not normally the Labour Inspectorate but is the National Health Service through their local district services. Other two important things are, one, that there are some specific conditions in which the employer can delegate to another person a part of his responsibilities, and that in Italy there is a specific law called 231 of 2001 which regulates the corporate responsibility. All these topics are included in the booklet that we are offering from the beginning of the 2014, next year, and all these topics are completely treated in courses that we organize starting from 2013 and until the Expo 2015. Many thanks for your attention. Thank you very much.